Very good day. Again, it is the 1965 Ride Talk. I am your host, Pakamani, and this time around, I have none other than Bongile Binase, also an old boy of Queen's College, class of 2006. And it seems like we are stacking up some of the guys that are coming from the 2006 class. But apandle kobabasela, let me just do something, which is to bring Bongile Binase onto the stream itself. Bongs, how are you doing, sir?
Good evening, PK. I'm good, thanks, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think I'd be in a better position to say I'm good because when you've been cycling for 109 Ks, if I'm not mistaken, today.
Now you can remove the extra 9. It's actually exactly 100 Ks. 100 Ks we did today.
Okay. And how are the legs feeling after, just brushing it off and saying, okay, day one is done?
No, legs are feeling good. It wasn't too much of a hectic day. It was an easy day in the saddle. So yeah, it's day one, no fatigue yet. So we're looking and feeling strong. After a few stretches after the ride, I think the blood flow is improved and things are looking great. Legs are feeling great.
Right. So basically, you are riding with a couple of mates from the class of 2006. So how has that experience actually been for you?
Yeah, so it's always a good time to reconnect with the old classmates. As you know, we come from a very traditional school, so we keep the connection within the All Boys networks. So to get on this ride with some old classmates is always a good time on rekindling on some old memories, a few laughs shared on the road. So it's just been one of those reminiscing moments and a very joyful time. So yeah, day one, and I'm expecting it to get better as the days progress. It's been amazing so far.
Lovely. I like that, and if I'm not mistaken, this is your second, is it your second or your third ride that you are doing with the 1965?
Correct. It's my second one.
Second one. And, there's always I had a chat with Silly earlier, and the chat was also about, the prospect of a person doing this over and over and over and how it always feels to actually do the right part. But we then ended up with a situation of saying, as much as you enjoy riding, what is it about education that you feel that the ride really promotes?
Look, the whole purpose of it is to give an opportunity to kids that would rather not have had the opportunity to get a great education. Myself as well, having been raised by educators and having gone to an amazing institution like Queen's College, any opportunity to give others a chance to have the same experience is something I'd always be interested in doing. So when this opportunity to take part in this ride came along, it was inevitable. And the links to our old school and paying it forward ultimately and giving other talented kids, young men and women, a chance at a quality education. The passion that this ride has been run with, the history behind it, the amount of effort that gets put into preparing and raising funds for education, it's something I'd always want to be part of. So it spoke to me, and when the opportunity came, I put up my hand. So much so, I even came back for the second time.
Really brilliant. You speak about actually paying it forward, speak about, the greater essence of why people actually take part in the 1965 ride and its links and ties to education. You speak about your parents, themselves being educators. And, as I said, you've also been joined by a band of brothers, which is the class of 2006. So going forward with this particular ride, what would you say to other classes of years past in terms of them having a hand and taking a part in the ride?
Look, so because with us our 20th reunion celebration, it's always a great initiative to link it to a celebration like a 20th or 10th reunion or 30th reunion. I would encourage other classes to do the same when they've got a milestone reunion celebration, be it 10, 15, 20 plus years, to put up their hand and take part in something like this. Because it's always linked to our high school reunion, it becomes easier to plan around because chances are one would be going to Ekomani for those celebrations, right? So why not get on a bicycle for a good cause and cycle to Ekomani to go celebrate your reunion while you're at it, raising funds to give opportunities to other young men and women to go to a school like you went to. So I want to encourage people, the other classes that will celebrate reunions in the years to come, gather around, collect a few guys, get as many people as you can. I can see this ride growing in stature and in numbers, in leaps and bounds, much bigger groups. The more the merrier. The more people that take part, the more kids get an opportunity to get a decent quality education. So why not?
No, I love that you say that about this whole process around education. But tell me something in terms of training and preparing for the role. How has it been more mentally tough, more physically tough, or is there a balance between?
I think it's a balance in between, Apex. There's obviously the physical preparation, but for anyone out there who's watching or listening, it's. I know it's a long distance over the 8 days, but it's not that bad. I think any from beginner rider or cyclist to intermediate and advanced or semi-pro, even elite cyclist, anybody can do this ride. There's a good balance between your mental preparation, as you said, because it's 8 days, but because you're not doing it alone and you're doing it with a group of other cyclists, the camaraderie and the spirit within the group will always encourage you to push a bit further. It's a collective effort more than an individual effort. And really, like I said, anybody can do it. You don't have to be a seasoned cyclist to take part. If you can get on a bike and you can ride a bike, that's literally all you need. We assist you with preparing. We prepare as a group, right up until the first day of the ride, and we continue throughout the whole ride, riding as a group. So nobody needs to feel intimidated or fear the preparation. It's not bad at all. And like they always say, and anyway, it's downhill all the way to Ekomani from Johannesburg. So it's not that bad.
All right, it's not that bad, and a lot of people, there's some people who want to get involved in the ride and say, and yes, I can't sign up for 2026. I can sign up for 2027, fine. But in the meantime, that a person, can't cycle, what solution would you advise, in terms of to make towards the ride?
Right. So that's the great thing about the ride, right? You can participate without actually being a cyclist. So there's an opportunity to give and support the ride financially by contributing towards the Backer Buddy account or towards the bank account details that have been shared by the Education Endowment Fund. So that's an opportunity for one to give and participate in the ride. Even if you yourself are not cycling, you can always support the riders. You can donate. Any amount makes a difference. I always say, doesn't matter the size of the amount. Every bit makes a difference. So that's one way people can take part in without actually getting on a bike and cycling. There's many opportunities, even within with the bursary recipients. It doesn't just end there, but even playing, I guess, a mentoring role, if one could say, or support role to those recipients to ensure that they're not just awarded a bursary, but they're able to achieve those academic achievements that one would like to achieve, to put that bursary to good use. So there's definitely an opportunity for everybody to take part, not just cycle, but also contribute financially.
Thank you very much. One of the things that a lot of people like to say is the fact that you speak about this the entire evening, and I just come home. But, unfortunately, all interviews do come to an end. But I want to end your sort of different note. Look, that I'm actually going to into is talk nutrition. You are preparing for a ride. What plan whenever you're planning on a ride?
Look, the nutrition is obviously an essential part of any cycle or ride. But fortunately, we've got amazing support on the road. Right? So even if you don't necessarily have your own nutrition, but we do get catered for with regards to nutrition. We've got a couple of stops along the way each day to allow yourself to rehydrate and refuel. Eat. We've got a stop for lunch. We've got tea breaks. We've got an opportunity to fill up bottles with water. One can take, gels or energy bars along the way that get supplied on the ride. So the nutrition, obviously, you usually master it by including it in your preparation towards the ride as leading up to the ride. And each person would have different types of nutritional needs. And I think the key is to find what works for you on the training so that when the ride starts, you know exactly how to go about it. But you stay filled up and nutritioned throughout the whole ride at all times. So it will really vary from person to person because it accommodates all types of physiques, all levels of fitness. Different nutritional needs will apply to all of them, and they are all taken care of. They are all accommodated.
Thank you very much, Bongile. It has been a pleasure on the 965 talk. And
Thank
just
you.
having a situation where able to hear from the cyclists themselves, because generally what we see a person is on a bicycle, we see a post on a Facebook. I always say to our viewers, post on Facebook, get please shared. Most important, whatever contribution that you can make, because it might be on your timeline that is Bongile. You see the other riders and be okay, these guys are doing something for a worthy cause. So I do urge you to go out and just support the riders. Bongile, I thank you, sir, for your time, and I would for you to enjoy the next coming days. I do know that I'll be fortunate to be one of the people that maybe rise. You'll be seeing a different face that's saying Masambe, Dad. So yeah. What's left?
Looking forward to that.
And he's safe, enjoy, and build on that spirit.
Thank you. Thanks, Pax. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. It's an honor to be on the platform. All the best to you as well. Thank you for the well wishes. We'll see you soon in Komani.